Allahu Akbar. You wouldn't even be here. So Allah selected you. And He has not placed any difficulty on you in the religion to grow. Because in the environment you had to grow. And that's one of the important things I want to mention here, that with love comes growth. So when the seed is placed in the ground, it loves the earth. And the earth loves him, and is in the darkness of faith. I remember my leader, Imam Muhammad rahimahullah alayhi, he said once, do you know the grass seed, the tiny grass seed? He said when they put concrete over it, the earth, and put tar over it, the asphalt, he said the seed has a determination to continue to grow. And you will find a crack in the sidewalk. Find a crack in the concrete. Find a crack in the tar. And it breaks through. And you'll go out there right now. You walk on around. You'll see grass growing up out the concrete and out of the tar. Is it because the seed or the grass seed has in it a determination to grow and live and to reach the light? And I'm relating that to us as human beings, because you're all seeds that was planted at one time down the road someplace. And your object was to grow. Sometimes you see where farmers have planted a crop in their garden or their farm. You plant it. And you'll go there. One time you see them tearing up the ground and lining it up and etc. Then they plant. And then you'll come back later on, you'll see things growing. Well, another point Imam Muhammad said, he said that, everything that grows don't necessarily develop. Everything that grows don't necessarily develop. Sometimes the development of that growth process is interrupted. In psychology, they call it arrested development for human beings. That the human being is designed to grow along a certain plane, but in their mental faculties, they are arrested. And though they look like they're a grown man or a grown woman, they act like a child. They act like an infant. Because they were put under arrest and locked in a cell and never got out. Sometimes they're locked in emotionality. Sometimes they're locked in their mentality. Sometimes you get in your knowledge and you think you're so heavy, that's it. I have grown. That's what he said one time to the youth. He said, look, don't say that you are grown. How we say, I'm grown. He said, no, say I am growing, because Allah is not finished with you yet. See, this is where belief comes in. Belief means that you're on a continued path of growth and development that Allah has intended for you. So I don't care if you're 65 years old or 165, you ain't finished. Because this ain't it. This is a staging ground for your advancement in this whole creation. So let me say something to you. We were selected by God to grow here in this environment called Earth, called the United States of America. And even though you experience great difficulty, I'm speaking to you who have experienced the slave experience. Our ancestors. Everybody has experienced some form of slavery down the road. Even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had to deal with slavery. And right now in the world, they're still dealing with slavery over there and etc. People always want to bring somebody up under them. And I want to stop right here at this moment and say, if you got to use your phone, go outside. I'm telling you that now. I go to these footballs and different things like that, and people got phones. Like, you got so much important. Like, you talking with Donald Trump. When we going to get the cash? This is Jummuah. And you come together in Jummuah prayer to respect Allah. I don't care if you want to listen to me, but respect what Allah has established in Muhammad the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I'm going to end right there, because I don't want to change my khutbah, what I want to give to you. You know, and if you don't, well, you know that Imam, he stopped in the middle of Jummuah because I had my phone. Don't come here. A break, go outside. Do something. If you break your wudu, you have to go change and do it. So you're breaking wudu now. Okay, let me get back to my point. Because I want to grow, and I want you to understand that our growth here in this community is dependent upon what Allah selected you for. Allah selected your ancestors for this time today. 400 years of slavery in this country has produced the energy form that you have. In the United States of America, to propagate Islam all around the world. And I'm living proof of it, because I've been to these different places and they're wondering, how in the world did we achieve what we achieved? Where did you study the Arabic? Did you go to Al-Azhar? Did you go to Medina, Mecca? No, I've been nowhere. I studied right here with the Quran, where Allah says, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. Have taqwa of God, because He is teaching you now, and He has knowledge over everything. There's no knowledge on this planet that Allah doesn't know. So, going back now, many of us who were invited to Islam through the doors that we came through, when we came into Islam, some of us met with great opposition from things that we loved, both habits and people. I know people right now, when they accepted Islam, their family rejected them immediately. Parent, mother and father, what are you doing? We've been Christians all our life. One of them told him, say, what do you mean, you don't eat barbecue no more? The Muslims don't brainwash you. Your friends say, oh, you don't smoke reefer, you don't drink liquors? Oh, man, you don't party? You don't mess with women? Oh, man, hell, what you in? Well, things you used to love, you threw away. If you were a thief, you threw it away. If you were a liar, you threw it away. If you were fornicating an adult, you threw it away. Why? Because I love for the sake of Allah. I want to please Him. This is what you got to understand. So when Allah selected you, He has selected you. He has chosen you. And He has not put any difficulty in you in this religion. It is the millata abikum Ibrahima huwa samakum muslimin. It is the destiny and the way of your father Abraham. He is the one that named you Muslim. And He is the one also, because the word Muslim is connected with the word Salima, Islam. And you can't finish your prayer without doing taslim. You know, taslim is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We are designed to greet the whole creation. That's what you're doing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You're greeting the whole creation with peace. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, afshu salam baynahum. Afshu salam baynahum. Spread peace if you want to learn how to love one another. You cannot love something you hate. You cannot love war. You have to love peace. So the Muslim is a peace lover. So we went through these things. We went through these things to establish ourselves as Muslims. I can remember when Imam Muhammad rahimahullah alayhi, when he began to make changes from what was known as the Nation of Islam. We used to have temples with chairs in them. He began to establish their adhan. On the national hookup, he taught their adhan. Established prayer 5 times a day in the proper way. And we come to the temple one time, and there used to be chairs in there. One number of the big carpet in there. And one of the big officials at that time told Imam, Wallace, how do you think that these people gonna come on a Friday, leave their job when the eagle flies, and bow their head and smell stinky feet on the floor? That ain't gonna happen. Imam Muhammad told me, he said, Qasim, he said, right now Sunday is our biggest day. In time, Friday will be our biggest day. I saw it happen. I see it happen all around. Why? Because you trust Allah more than you trust the people that's around you. Have faith in Allah. So the seed will not grow without faith. And you're still a seed. And you're growing based on your faith. Amantu billah wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusuli. You're based on the established principle of faith. And many, many Muslims have lost faith in what God has said. They say it, but they don't believe God. They trust the West more than they trust the Quran. They trust the East more than they trust the Quran. They'll come here. Instead of trusting the Quran, they'll trust the economic system. Say, I got to get money. So they misuse and abuse, lie, steal, and do everything else. Allah has selected you for growth and development. Now, going back to the farmer, I haven't forgot my point. Going back to the farmer who planted the crop. Sometimes when you plant crop, they use what is manure. You know what manure is, right? It's crap. You know, that's what we say, man, it ain't nothing but a bunch of crap. Well, you know what crap mean, right? Well, you got the crop and the crap now. You got the crop that is growing and the crap that's been put over the crop. But what's happening with our youth, they're expressing more of the crap than the crop that was designed by Allah for their nature. So we're growing a crop of crap instead of a crop of corn, wheat, and etc. Because we have abandoned love. We've abandoned it, walked away from it. Let me tell you something. I want to make this very plain to you. When Allah blessed me to come into Islam back in 1969 under the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I had to say it like that because Allah honored that man. Allah says in the Quran, Qad karamna bani Adam, Qad karamna bani Adam. I have honored all of the children of Adam. So this human being trained us to go out and get people who were rejected and despised that didn't nobody want anymore. You were stinky, nasty people. Nobody wanted you. Didn't want you to live in their neighborhood then or now. Don't think it's changed. But he put in us a love for people that was in dope dens, prostitute dens, jailhouses, ghettos. And we went into the highways and byways of the streets, knocking on doors, inviting people with a paper said, Muhammad speaks. Muhammad speaks. What is this Muhammad? Yeah, I remember selling a paper once. I said, hey, my black brother, Muhammad speaks. I ain't black and I ain't your brother and I don't want that Muhammad stuff. I'm a Negro. What do you say? I'm a Negro. I said, well, you not Spanish. Black is, I say, Negro is black and Spanish. You ain't Spanish either. Well, I still don't want it. But it's okay. We took insult after insult after insult, inviting people to a better way of life. And people talk about Malcolm. May Allah bless his soul and grant him paradise. And he did a great work.